Do you
Hello,
know,
John.
I
Yeah.
struggled to get it uploaded to YouTube.
There's some strange things going on at the moment. And if you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you. If you're watching us live on YouTube, thank you. They can't actually see us in the Invideo group today unless they actually press the button to go to YouTube. So we'll put that right after the broadcast as we do a countdown from 10. We're almost there. Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon, Stephen. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again too. And welcome to Inspired by Invideo with myself and John, episode 61. Doesn't time fly? We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're going to be inspired by video as we have been for the past 61 weeks. Okay. Now I went in there today and noticed it's all changed again.
Really?
Well, me, I've not been for a while. Say hello to Chris. Chris, thank you for joining us. And Chris is on the Be Live in 5 page. Thank you.
Hello, Belgium.
Indeed. And say also to Unimel, who's over on YouTube. So we have a viewer on, well, at least one viewer on YouTube and one viewer on Facebook. So that's good. Okay. And thank you for joining us. Right. Okay. I suppose my first question has to be, John, what's today's video about?
About fading to black, and then answering a couple of really simple questions from the group. And it's about 14 minutes long. It's not my usual 20 minutes diatribe, but there's lots of useful goodies in it.
Whilst the video's playing, we're going to have to decide what we're going to talk about when the video's finished, because that gives 15 minutes to fill. Because we normally, right, okay, without further ado then, I'm going to take the video full screen.
Today's tutorial. Now, the first topic we're going to look at is fading to black between scenes. People keep saying there's no way to do it. Well, I'm going to show you two different ways. One that just gives you a short, quick fade to black and then goes to the next scene, and one where you can choose how long the black is between the two scenes. Okay, I'm going to build an example of a short fade to black. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my scene length 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to change this to fade to black, fade to black, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and I'm going to stick it at the top in the middle, and then I'm going to put my logo here, and I'll make it a little bit larger. So that's a 5 second long scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a video to that scene, and let's have a look. And I'm going to add a picture of Earth, and I'm going to use this one here. So I'm simply going to drag that onto there. I stop by Getty Images, and then I cut it down to 5 seconds and say done. Okay, and then if I play it, you can see the Earth going around. First thing I want to do is duplicate my scene, so I've got two scenes. Yep, so now I've got two scenes, and I'm going to change the video in the second scene. We'll go to this fire and I'm going to replace, and again I'll just quickly crop that down to 5 seconds. So now I've got 2 scenes there. I hate this Mr. Princeton, so I'm just going to delete that, and let's play what we've got. So we've got fade to black, but we haven't told it to fade to black, and we've just got the default here. Okay, so we want it to fade to black. Let's click default, and if we come down here, there, and what we want is flash to black. Okay, let's make it a bit more interesting by adding some music, and there shall we go. Let's go to electronic, and pick ourselves something interesting. Let's listen to Burning Heart. Not very keen on that. Magnetic, that'll do me. So we'll add that. Now before we add it, we need to move, because we want it at the front, we need to move our placement marker to the front. So if we go and add, that will add the music, and it's also trimmed it automatically to fit both. And if we go there, okay, so one of the things people keep saying is it didn't used to fade out. Now it fades out, and that's because it now defaults here to a fade out level of 2. You can go up to 5. We'll make ours a 3. So now we've got a flash to black, we've got music here, and if we play both, you can see. So there you saw a fade out, and you saw a fade to black. That's a fade out of the music and a fade to black. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and show you how you can make a variable length black fade. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go and we're going to add a scene. So let's add a scene. So that's added the scene in between. It could have gone at the end, but there's exactly where I want it. So got a flash to black there and a default there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to just make sure that my background colour is black and 100%. So now I've got a 5-second scene, a 5-second scene. Let's make this one 5 seconds as well. You probably wouldn't want to do 5 seconds, you might want to do 2 or 3, but we'll do the 5 seconds just to demonstrate there. And I'm just going to get rid of that bit that's taking up a bit of space at the bottom. So now 5 seconds, so I've got 3 5-second scenes, and here is my flash to black and here is my default. Well, I'm going to get rid of the default and change that to flash to black, flash black, and I'm going to come to this one and I'm going to add fade. And now if I play all the scenes, and it's a bit bright because I've got my brightness turned up on my screen, but there, really dead simple to do, and you've now got a variable length because too long. Let's drag it down. So here we've got a 2-second long fade. So if we play them all. And so let's stretch it back out again. And again, I've got quite a long fade. So what I'm going to do, I'll quickly play it all again. Okay, so you can see how we got there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to export both of those examples and I'll play them immediately after this. Andrew asks if you can share a project with your team and with another person. Well, if you mean share it to edit it, at this moment I don't believe you can. But if you want to share what's created by the project, then the answer is yes. So when your project has been completed and you're now in the position to download, there's this link here, this preview link. And if you copy this link, and you can then email it, post it wherever you want, and someone then has the link and they send paste and go, and now they can see the final output, and they can also add a comment for you to see. So if you're sharing the project from the point of view of someone seeing the result, yes. If you're sharing it with other people to edit, at the moment you need to get the team on the little thing down in the corner and have a chat with them. Hope you find this useful. One of the questions people have been asking this week is about job IDs. Well, job IDs is the unique number given by Invideo to your project, but you don't have to stick with that. You can edit it and call it whatever you want. So see this little here, click that and you can call it whatever. John's project for German swimming. John's project for German swimming. And if I press return, it changed the name and it's been renamed successfully. So now if I close this and go to my projects, it's now called John's project for German swimming. So you can control and look after whatever you want. Now while we're here, one of the big things that has changed is we have the ability to get rid of older segments of projects. So if I go here, I now have the opportunity not only to share it or copy the link, but if I click on the three things, I can delete a video. So all those historic videos that we've built up and wanted to get rid of, well, we can just hit delete video and delete. And it's as simple as that. Okay, over recent weeks, I've seen a number of people asking where they can get templates created specifically for them, and they're prepared to pay someone to do it. Well, there's actually a little area that you can find people who are Invideo improved as template creators. If you scroll down to the bottom of the Invideo website, you'll see this Creators Club. Click Creators Club and here you will see people from all around the world who are able to create templates for you, and you can find out all about them, look at their different pages. This guy's in Mexico, Colombia, Israel. Jamie, really very good, Jamie. He's in Spokane in Washington. And USA, London, Kate. You'll see quite a few of Kate's are around. And other people. Marcin, again, he's pretty good. These are personal opinions, by the way. No guarantees, but these are good people. Terry's there, Wazim, and you don't see my own name there, but I am creating some templates, and maybe we'll be releasing them fairly soon. So there you are, a load of people all over the world, approved template creators. Well, we've hopped about to all sorts of different things today, but I hope you've found it useful. Don't forget, ask anytime, we're here to help.
If we could now play Fade to Black, that would fit in rather well, and it would be a Stones track as well. As you can see, I've moved from Salisbury Cathedral to Stonehenge, and that's by virtue of my XSplit VCAM, which John is using as well.
Yeah, this is somewhere. Yeah, I can't read enough of the balloon to know where it is.
Right. One thing that you can do, and I'll do it for next week, is you can create a video on Invideo and then use it as a moving backdrop in XSplit. But something else is taking place today. One of our friends, I'm just going to share screen for a moment. John hasn't got a clue what I'm going to do. He's just going to trust that I'm going to do this right. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share a tab. And of course, because this is inspired by Invideo, it is, of course, an Invideo tab. And I'm going to bring it up on screen. And there it is. Now, earlier today, John and I do a show every Thursday at 10 a.m., which is a bit early in the States, 5 a.m. Eastern. And the fourth member of our team returned today, and in celebration, and the fact it was his birthday too, we sort of sang happy birthday to him. Now, I thought it would be a good idea to actually try and get some music on it. So I've imported the video directly into Invideo, and it's a question of how to put the music track on it. Shall we do it live?
Can do if you like.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that full screen, and because John and I...
Are you there?
John, can you hear me?
Yeah. And now, before.
Oh, you couldn't when we were full screen?
No.
Oh, okay, right. And
I noticed when you did a broadcast the other day that I couldn't hear music when you make the screen share full screen.
That's probably a good idea at the moment, given my track record. Right. Okay. Could you take Chris's question, and then we'll
okay, the answer to that is the project number is still there. It's just underneath the title in the projects list. So you don't completely lose the job number. It sits underneath.
Okay.
So the answer is they can find it by job number still, or your title.
Very good. Now, if I just a test, if I put this full screen, you couldn't hear what I said then?
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
And if you play it with music on, we don't hear the music either.
Okay, let me unshare the tab. Okay, let's try again. And I'm going to screen share. And it could be it's been done on purpose, and there's an extra power in it. And okay, let's try again. So I'm going to bring it up on screen. And there we have it. Okay, and go full screen again.
And we can't hear it when it's full screen.
Right, okay.
Now, while you've still got it there,
yes.
Can you go back to projects?
Just a moment, I shall put it. Yes, I'm going to go back to projects. Yeah. Okay. Is there a quick way to get out of this, or do I have to go export?
Just go in the corner is your initial.
Yeah.
Select that and select projects.
My projects. Okay. Yeah.
And if you can make it full screen, you can show that just underneath will be the job number underneath the title.
Just a moment, I shall make it full screen so that you can actually see.
So it says B4B Stephen's birthday, project ID is underneath it. Don't think you can hear me either in these circumstances.
Interestingly, I can hear you.
All right. But we don't hear you.
You
That's
can't
crazy.
hear me. Okay, what's happening?
I think you were able to see that the job that the project number is underneath anyway, because Chris said okay. So
yeah, I mean the visual part of it's working fine, but let's hold that over till next week, and we'll just, because we can't hear anything anyway, just say happy birthday to Stephen again. So we've done it twice. I did post it.
Happy birthday to you.
Well,
we haven't got Asker with us, have we?
No, we've not got Peter. I did post it on his timeline, but his timeline seems to be private today, or it's always private. So, did you manage to see it?
I haven't seen it now.
All right, okay. There's a link in Messenger, and
I've saw the link in Messenger, but I haven't had time to watch it. So,
yeah,
I finished that video at about 3:25, and it took me, well, as you saw, until about 5 minutes before we went live to get it all up and running on.
Yeah, they made that 2 minutes 53 seconds. Right, okay. We have a comment, John, and the comment.
Okay, so can you play sound effects from the library either by track or by full video? Okay, here's the score. You can have sound from the video. You can have a second track, which is for voiceover, but you can put other things in the voiceover track. So you could put sound effects in the voiceover track, and then you have a third track, which is a music track. So you can get sound from 3 sources. So you could play the sound from the video, you could play the sound from the music, and all of them have the ability to sort of fade each other out, and you can also use the voiceover track. So 3 sources of sound, not enough. I've been asking for 6 minimum. I'll be over the moon if we get 5. It is something that the team are looking at.
Which is good. And one of the good things about Invideo is that they do listen. And not only do they listen, they do act. So that should happen. Right, we are now over in Germany, and that's a decent pint of beer, and hopefully I won't get pulled off Facebook for that. Right, okay. Okay, so I'm just busking it here because videos are normally 20 minutes, and we didn't get that far today. Okay, are you working on any projects at the moment for clients?
I have 3 projects on the go, all for the same client, and I'm hoping to finish them tomorrow, and I will probably post them in the group for people to have a look at. Now, they're actually series of different length videos. For instance, for use on not Facebook, what's the other word? On Twitter, I've got a series of 7-second videos. Yeah, because all I want to do is attract attention for somebody that's scrolling. My video will have a message, but it's about breaking that scroll. And when I post them on, I'll probably post the series as a single video, if you get what I mean. And then I've got a couple of other things that I'm doing also for the same client. And I've got a project under discussion with someone that hopefully will turn into a multi-minute project, as opposed to everything I've been doing of late is really short. 25 seconds to my mind is the maximum people will spend watching a video, unless it's a story.
Right, okay, because I did a video clip today, which is 2 minutes 20 seconds long, because that's the maximum size you can actually put onto Twitter.
Yeah. It's got to tell a story, but most of the time you're using little videos to stop people scrolling and get them to read the written message in Twitter. But stats will tell you whether it works or not. Longer videos, I always put in Facebook. So if I put something that's 7 seconds in Twitter, I'll probably put 20 seconds, 25 seconds for it in Facebook. And I will try telling stories in Facebook. So that's a story about a product and how the product works. That to me is the story, and they work there. I don't really find anything of any length works very often in Twitter.
Right, okay. Well, in that case, I'm just doing a screen share, and hopefully this will work. If I go there and I take this and play it, you won't be able to hear it, and go full screen. You won't be able to hear it. Can you hear it? Okay, so we go back to the agenda, and can you just remind me which one we're on?
Well, I can hear that.
Right.
But
okay.
it full screen and let's try it.
The actual post. It is full screen. I'm just going to stop it. Right. Okay.
I meant full screen here.
Full screen here.
And now play it. And I can see you're talking, but I can't hear anything. And I see Angelica talking, but can't hear anything.
Video, which is going out to promote, is to bring that video.
That's interesting. If you've got it as a screen share in a small situation, you can hear it, but the moment you make it full screen, can't hear it.
So if I press play again, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it must be on purpose then. Unless he said it's coming through my microphone. Because it's a screen share. Is it sort of faint?
It is very faint.
Yeah, it's coming through my microphone. Okay, we'll find out more about that. And but what I'm going to do with future videos is to create them in Live Video Editor and then bring them into Invideo to add soundtracks.
Yep.
I think that will work.
Great music there.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hide that and go back to the comments and hide. And Daniel said thanks. And the next comment is coming from Corinda. Hello, Corinda. And Corinda is saying your Live's not working. Well, if you go into your studio, Corinda, and you go to the chat box bottom right and you ask for help, then they will be able to help you. They're there 24/7. Whenever I have a problem, I go and ask. And I did so yesterday and I got answered very quickly. So do go to your Live studio, press the question mark bottom right, and you will get assistance. Okay, and over to Chris, and Chris is saying that she can hear it on a small version as well. Okay.
Yeah, I think Stephen's right though. It's being picked up by his microphone. So.
And Chris is saying hello to Corinda. Wonderful. Now, we are on this show here to help everybody in the Invideo group. And to that extent, if you've got a video that you've made with Invideo and you'd like it to get a wider audience, then please do send it to John or me. If it's on YouTube, all the better. Just send us the link and we will play it during the broadcast. And we will give our view on it, but we've never been known to criticize anybody ever. All criticism we give is constructive. So if you feel like putting your head above the parapet, then please do. And the question coming in from Corinda, look, no hands. Stephen, where's that picture from in the background? That's a good question, Corinda. That is Dresden in Germany. That pint is real. That's my pint. Well, it's actually a litre, which is pretty darn good. And the background you see is the buildings. When do you think they were built? Okay, they were built, they look like they were built hundreds of years ago, but they're actually built between 1950 and the current day. Okay, and Corinda is saying hello, which wasn't, hey Chris. Okay, hey Chris, and okay, all good. Okay, right, well, we've actually overrun. After being too much time, we didn't have enough time, John. John, it's over to you.
Okie doke. Well, thank you for people watching us. I'm not sure where Daniel is, but Chris is in Belgium, Corinda's in London, and I'm in the Midlands near Birmingham, and Stephen is in the glorious southwest in Wiltshire, a place called Devizes, famous for its canal. So it's goodbye from us, and we'll be back same time next week for show 62.
We will just take a few comments. Chris is saying it's rebuilt after the war, which is correct. And Corinda is saying, by the way, guys, I'm doing a show after this. Okay. If you type Corinda into your Facebook search engine, you'll find Corinda's show, which is starting shortly.
Pauline.
Hello.
Hello, Pauline.
Hello.
From I.
You're pressing return too quickly. Just type everything in, and then we'll get the full gist of it. And we'd like to help if we can.
Anyway, it's great to have you on the show. Yep. I'm afraid we're off now. So goodbye from both of us.
Just hi. Okay. Pauline, we'll have a chat afterwards. Thanks to everybody who's watched, as John said, and we're back next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.